Hello and welcome back to the channel, guys. So today we're going to be testing the RX 9060 XT Power Color HellHound edition of the card. It's going to be the 16GB model of the card. I'm going to be using the 9000X3D. And I'm going to be using 32GB of DDR5. Here's how the GPU looks inside of the ASUS operating case. Alright guys, let's get into the video. Right guys, so we started out with 4K. I have FSR quality, no frame generation, no ray tracing. And we're playing with ultra settings, and I do have screen space reflection quality off because this literally eats so much FPS and I don't really see a visual difference. So someone in the comments below told me that, and I did change the settings and it does really improve. I did just do a video with the 9070 XT and the 9070, and there was like a 30 FPS difference, between having it on and having it off. So it's a massive difference, guys, literally. I was getting like 90 FPS with it on and 120 with it off. So yeah, I do recommend having it off, especially if you do want to play in 4K with this GPU, because it definitely isn't as strong as the other cards. And every little FPS counts, so I would definitely turn it off. But this card is struggling in 4K, sadly, but it is a really demanding game, and it isn't a 4K card, so there's nothing really to be shocked about, really. So and it is Dogtown as well, so the Dogtown area is really hard to run, way harder to run than other areas. So just keep that in mind, guys, that in other areas you're probably going to get around 70 FPS more compared to the 50 60 that we're getting in this area. There is a lot of like stuttering as well, so we're dropping all the way down to 30s. Yeah, it's just really struggling, sadly. I have tested a lot of games with this 9060 XT 16GB model, and a lot of games can actually run 4K really well, but I mean, it's running really well in this situation as well. You're just gonna have to enable frame generation straight off the bat, and I think you should be getting a really good experience anyway, because we are getting nearly 60 FPS. So with frame gen, we should be getting around 80-90 FPS. Should be really playable even with this card. Wow, it does look stunning, guys. FSR4, it looks absolutely insane. I have to say, it looks insane. It looks stunning. I am going to test 1440p and 1080p as well. I will have timestamps for you guys, so go and check that out. I'm going to turn frame gen on, I think, now. So I'm going to save the game, and I'm going to have to restart the game, sadly. But yeah, I'll see you guys in a second. Alright guys, so back in the game now. We're still in 4K. FSR quality. We have frame generation on as well. No ray tracing, and still on ultra settings. I was going to test ray tracing later, but you know what, guys, it's 4K. There's absolutely no need to test ray tracing with this GPU in 4K. I'm glad it even runs 4K. So yeah, I'm not going to test ray tracing. I don't want to make this video 30 minutes long, because I'm going to be testing 1080p as well and stuff. So yeah, I don't want to make this video way too long. It probably is going to be long anyway, so there's no point adding in ray tracing and stuff when this card is far from running ray tracing in the game. So especially in 4K as well, absolutely no need to be wasting time. So guys, this game looks fantastic with FSR4, FSR quality, and frame generation and 4K ultra. It looks absolutely insane right now, I have to say. When I was standing in that area before I pressed record, I was just looking around for like a solid minute. It generally looks so beautiful, this game. I do recommend you guys picking this game up now if you do have an AMD card, any card, even NVIDIA card. But if you do have that AMD card, it's actually worth picking this game up now with FSR4. Generally looks stunning. Even if you have an even better card, you're going to enjoy it even more because it's going to be way smoother. But yeah, even in 4K, guys, you can really enjoy yourself. And this is the most intense area, so you're going to be completely fine in other areas. So yeah, if we get a 90 here, you're going to get probably 105, 100 FPS out of Dogtown. So it's a smooth experience. I think I'm just going to go straight to 4040p, guys, because like I said before, I don't want to make this video like 30 minutes long. Alright guys, so we're finally in 4040p, FSR quality, no frame generation, no ray tracing, and ultra settings. And of course, this settings off because it just eats FPS. And yeah, we're getting around 100 FPS in the Dogtown area, so it's running really well. The 0.1% lows on a 54, which is, I think it's alright. I mean, I'm not feeling any lag and anything like that, so it's running pretty well. Also, this is the new car that we got in the new update as well. So you just have to do one mission and you can get this car. It's a pretty nice car. You can shoot and everything with it. So it's quite decent. We're using 9 gigabytes of VRAM. I think it's slowly climbing up. But, nah, it might not go over 9 to be fair. Yeah, I don't think it's going over 9 gigabytes. Maybe. Hopefully. I mean, it doesn't matter anyway with this GPU because we already have 16 gigabytes. But it feels really smooth, guys. And I think these are pretty good settings if you're playing in 4040p. These are probably the settings I would play with. Maybe even enable frame generation because you're already getting 90 FPS. So you can get even better smoothness. I am going to try, you know, ray tracing in a few minutes to see if it can actually run it, but I'm not really sure if you should be running, you know, ray tracing with this GPU because there's absolutely no need. You know, it's quite a budget GPU, and I don't think there's a point, you know, putting ray tracing on this GPU at all. But I think I am going to test it just to show you guys, you know, just to see really. But I don't recommend playing with ray tracing. I think with any of these AMD GPUs or any GPU that's, you know, like not the highest end GPU, because there's absolutely no need to be fair. But let me know your thoughts below, guys. I'm curious to see what you guys think. I might actually try some yeah, I think I might put that ray tracer on quickly, restart the game. Alright guys, so we're still in 4040p, FSR quality, frame generation on, and we also have ray tracing on as well with ultra settings. Right, let me show you the FPS. We're getting around 80. We are dropping to 60s, and I don't know, it just feels a bit slow. I generally don't recommend these settings whatsoever. It doesn't feel great. I wouldn't want to play like this, to be fair. Like, it just doesn't feel good. I would probably just have the settings we had before, but you know, with frame generation, I'm going to test that in a minute. Just FSR on quality and frame generation, that's probably the settings I would go with in 4040p and in 4K, because it just looks the best and it feels the best. So but yeah, 0.1% lows going all the way down to 44. It just doesn't feel good, guys. The frame generation with this level of FPS just doesn't feel good whatsoever. Feels really laggy and just delayed, and there is a lot of shooting in this game, so you don't really want to have that happening, really, do you? So yeah, I don't recommend that whatsoever. We are just, you know, just having a look really, because yeah, like I said before, even like there's no point even trying these settings out. Killed that guy by accident. God, it's a bit hard to handle this car a little bit, but I don't think I'm gonna sit in these settings for too long. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna turn off ray tracing, go to frame generation and FSR quality, and yeah, I'm just gonna see that quickly. Alright guys, so we're still in 4040p, FSR quality, frame generation's on, and no ray tracing, and we're still on ultra settings. And let me show you guys the FPS. So it's looking amazing. Like, these are the settings I would definitely play on in this game, even in 4K, 4040p. Maybe not in 1080p, because I think in 1080p we're going to get way more FPS with just quality FSR, but we are going to test that in a few minutes. So, but yeah, we're getting 170, 150 probably in a minute FPS. So it's you can't really complain. It looks fantastic. Doesn't look as good as 4K did, but of course this is 4040p and I have a 4K monitor, so it ain't going to look that good. But if you have a native 4040p monitor, you should be completely fine, and it's going to look amazing for you. We're using nearly 10 gigabytes of VRAM as well. Of course, when you use frame generation, it does use more VRAM, so I have to keep that in mind as well. But we have 16 gigabytes with this GPU, so we're completely fine. Yeah, it feels really smooth. It looks amazing. It feels great. There's nothing to really ask for, is there? I'm going to run around for a little bit, because I have been driving quite a bit now, so let's have a little wander around. Yeah, it seems to be really smooth, guys. I know the 0.1% lows are dropping all the way to 90, but I'm really not feeling any drops, so it feels great. Let's have a little fight here, maybe. See if it's going to drop when... Yeah, 1% lows kind of went down a little bit now, but if you're going to have a little shootout, you might be lagging a little bit. Let's have a little shootout with these blokes. You might not hear me that well. I'm going to try and put my face to the mic a little bit. Look at these guys. They think they're good. I'm gonna run away. I think they are good. Let's run away, boys. I'm gonna test 1080p in a second as well. Bro, this guy's can't even hit his head. All right, never mind. Let's run out of here, guys. Let's get my car and get the hell out of here and try 1080p in a second. All right, guys. So with 1080p, everything quality, ultra settings, no frame gen, no ray tracing. So we're gonna test that in a minute. To be fair. We're getting 130 FPS, so it's a fantastic performance, and it is in Dogtown as well, so you're gonna get more FPS outside of Dogtown. Just fantastic performance. This is what I would expect from a GPU. It's a fantastic card, guys. 60 gigabytes of VRAM, quite powerful as well, so quite a powerful card. And we are seeing the 0.1% lows drop it down to 67 FPS, but I don't really feel the lag, so you shouldn't be worried too much. We are using 8.5 gigabytes of VRAM, so it's quite a lot. I have to say that is quite a lot for, you know, 1080p, but this game does love VRAM, so does like eating the VRAM quite a bit. It doesn't look too bad for 1080p as well, I have to say, because I am playing on that 4K monitor, so I would expect it to look a bit worse, but it doesn't look too bad, you know, considering I'm playing on a 4K monitor, which is like, what, 4 times more pixels, basically? Like, this is 4 times less 1080p, so yeah, this is quite impressive how well it looks, you know. And one's really smooth, of course. I don't know if I should. Do you know what, guys? I might test frame generation as well, just to show you. But we are probably going to get like 250 FPS or something like that. Right, guys, so we're still in 1080p, FSR quality, frame generation on, no ray tracing, and ultra settings. And we're getting a whopping 230 FPS. Of course, we are using frame gen, so, you know, fake frames, like everyone likes to say. But, you know, it's still amazing to see 240 FPS, and the smoothness of it is absolutely insane. Like, I have a 240 Hz OLED, so, you know, I can really feel that 240, 200 FPS that we're getting. Feels insane, honestly. 1080p and getting that much FPS with this card is truly amazing. And yeah, the 1% lows, I mean the 0.1% lows are not looking great. I'm not really feeling any lag though, so I don't know. It does seem like it went down, but I don't feel it whatsoever. We are using 8.5 gigabytes of VRAM, which is quite a lot to be fair. For 1080p is quite a bit. And I think I will try some ray tracing in a minute as well, just because it is 1080p. It might be able to do, I mean, it will be able to run it really well, I think, still. But like I said before, I don't really recommend it with this GPU. It's not really a GPU that you should be putting ray tracing on, but I am going to test it anyway, just to show you guys. Oh, I like driving from this place because the sun looks so nice in this area. Actually insane how nice it looks. Hopefully I'm going to be able to take some screenshots later. I'm going to come in here with my 5090. I'm going to try and take some nice screenshots, but this game seems to be crashing on me a lot when I use the photo mode, so hopefully it doesn't crash on me when I'm trying to get some nice screenshots for these videos. But yeah, guys, 200 FPS, there's nothing really to say. I'm going to put some ray tracing on with frame generation now. And alright guys, so we're still in 1080p, FSR quality, no frame generation, and I do have ray tracing on, and still ultra settings. Right. We count my FPS, so we're getting 67 FPS, which is not the best. Like, as you guys can see, is even you know, with even with 1080p, with no frame generation, you can't really, you know, run ray tracing. But, you know, to be fair, all the cards I test in 4K and like 4040p, they do struggle with ray tracing, you know, with no frame gen. So I'm not really surprised that this card can't do it, you know. Yeah, I'm not really surprised. And we are getting 30s on the 1% low, so I just wouldn't recommend playing with these settings whatsoever. I think the best thing to do is put some frame gen, FSR quality, don't put any RT, and you'll be completely fine. Get a really smooth game. Just a really smooth experience, because there's absolutely no point putting ray tracing. Also, we are using 10 gigabytes of VRAM as well. You can get more FPS, of course, outside of Dogtown, but I still don't recommend it because the 1% lows are horrible. And the game just doesn't feel as good as it could feel and look as well. So absolutely no need to put ray tracing on with this GPU. Yeah, I think I'm going to end the video here, boys, because I don't think there's a point, you know, doing any more settings. I think I've done all the settings I wanted to do. We did 4K, 4040p and 1080p. Tried ray tracing, tried, you know, frame gen, tried FSR. I think FSR 4 looks literally as good as DLSS 4 looks, literally. It looks fantastic in this title, so I do recommend you guys picking this game up if you do have the AMD cards now. Before it wasn't worth it with, you know, FSR 3.1, but now with FSR 4, it's definitely worth picking up this title and, you know, playing. Definitely use FSR quality and frame gen and you're going to be completely fine. You're going to get quite a lot of FPS in all resolutions with, you know, all three cards, the 9070 XT, 9070 and the 9060 XT, and you're going to enjoy yourself a lot. So alright guys, I'm going to end the video here. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have, please drop a like, drop a comment, because it really helps the channel out. And please sub as well, guys. It does help as well. So hope you guys enjoyed the video and see you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching.